Join me as I visit the Brunaboyne Neolithic site of Knowth.
It's me, the travel bee. Let's go explore.
So this is the site of Knowth that I'm about to go and explore by foot. But first I wanted to look at a bit of the timeline of the actual site. Okay, so here's the historic time frame, 5500 hunter-gatherers, 4000 BC, earliest settlers, and here in 3500 BC is the construction of the passage tombs. So here's a look at that original transition. Then it was seen as a site for rituals. 2500 transition from stone to metal, and among the materials discovered was some stone. There's nothing showing between 2500 BC and 800 BC, and then it looks like there's a return of the burials. So there's early medieval burials. And then in 600 AD, the Great Mound was transformed by the construction of 2 ditches. That's interesting. It looks here that there was a monastic farm, houses, and then eventually the lands were confiscated at the time of the Reformation. By the 1600s, there was a small agricultural community. And then in 1950, there was a research started, but back in 1941, there was a small-scale archaeological investigation at the site uncovering many of the curved stones. And then in 1965, the passage tombs were discovered in the Great Mound. And in 1982, a Neolithic mace head was discovered. And it wasn't until 1993 that Knowth became a UNESCO site. So that's the timeline of this site. Okay, so now I'm wandering around this site of Knowth. There are 19 of these burial chambers all around. And then this massive central one in the middle here. It's interesting construction with these rocks here along the side. It's massive. Go in here and get a close-up look. Cool. Oh wow. Here's some of the detailed art, the Neolithic art that they were talking about along the edges here. It's very peaceful here. Here's another burial chamber. This one you can kind of see how It opens up in there. And there's quite a bit more of this interesting art along here. I'm going to climb up here. It's blocked off, but I can at least get a quick look. Apparently the burial chambers down here are damaged, so you can't go into this one. Here's a bunch of wood markings. It's a very interesting construction. You can see this slab here. Looks like the first green roof in existence. A Neolithic green roof. It's another burial chamber over there. And then I'm going to head up the stairs. I'm at the very top now. I can't quite tell if this is caving in or letting light in. Or both, I guess. It's a beautiful view. Over in the distance is Newgrange.
Look at the view we have.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Look.
Wow, farmhouse.
Yes, it's quite a lovely view. There's these signs at each corner that talk about what's in the view. Red Mountain, Newgrange, the Wicklow Mountains. And over on this side is the River Boyne. So a very amazing area. So now I'm coming up around the opposite side of this massive structure. And there are some more smaller burial chambers on each side. And it is actually quite crowded here. I'm just dodging the crowds. Here's some more of the details. Okay, here's an interesting spot. You've got some special rocks here and what looks to be like more of an entranceway. This is an interesting exhibit talking about all the symbolism of this site. Gives you a much closer look at what's around. Very cool. This exhibit talks about the excavations at the site of Knowth. So much work went into preserving it and discovering what it was all about. So this is some information from the 60s and 70s. Different artifacts that were found. And here's how the excavations were gridded out, looks like. Very interesting.
Knowth, as you see it today, consists of a great mound containing 2 large passage tombs and 19 smaller satellite tombs. Even before these were built, Neolithic people were using the site. The Great Mound is around 12 meters high and about 90 meters across. More than 120 curbstones were placed around its base, most of them richly decorated. Inside the Great Mound, 2 passages run from the perimeter to the center of the mound, aligned along an east-west axis. Both passages end in chambers. The chambers are not connected, although there is only 5 meters between the back of the eastern chamber and the back of the western chamber. Extraordinary art can be found within the passages, in the chambers, and on the exterior curbstones. This is the largest concentration of Neolithic art in Western Europe. A significant amount of human remains from the Neolithic period were found now, both cremated and unburned, representing more than 200 individuals. Many artifacts from the period have also been excavated around and within this site. The Knowth basehead is the most exquisite, but archaeologists have also discovered this large carved sandstone object, as well as pendants, beads, and bowl and antler pins. Excavations at Knowth began in 1962. Archaeologist George Owen and his team discovered that not only did Knowth have the largest passages ever discovered in Europe, it was also a multi-period and a multifunctional site. This place was used by people even before the Neolithic period and was still important up to late medieval times. People of various societies at different times returned to it again and again. It has been a significant place for many generations across many millennia.
Thanks for watching. May you see the world and love it.